All right, let's jump right in. Today, we're exploring this really fascinating world where numbers and spirituality, well, they crash into each other. We're going to break down a system that some people believe can unlock a hidden code, a message that's supposedly embedded in the universe itself. You know, this whole quest for hidden patterns really starts with an idea, a big one. And this verse from the Quran captures it perfectly. It's this belief that there's a divine order, a deliberate measure to everything. And that's the key that opens the door to this entire way of thinking. So that brings us to the central mystery, right? The idea of a divine signature literally woven into the fabric of reality through numbers. And for the people who explore this, they believe one specific number is the key to it all. The system we're looking at is called creative number manipulation. And for the people who use it, it's not just about doing math. It's a method for trying to read that signature, almost like a way to test if certain numbers have this stamp of divine authorship. And that number, that signature they're looking for, is 19. I mean, think about it. It's a prime number. You can only divide it by 1 and itself. So it's seen as this perfect, unique candidate for a secret code. And in certain spiritual texts, especially the Quran, this number just keeps popping up. Now, proponents of this aren't just pointing to one little coincidence. They see this whole web of connections. For example, the Quran has 114 chapters. That's exactly 19 times 6. The opening prayer has 19 letters. There's even a direct mention of 19 guardians. Now look, our job here isn't to say if this is true or not, but to explain the system they use to find these patterns. Which gets us to the really practical part of all this. How do they actually do it? What are the tools? Well, this creative number manipulation system has 3 core techniques, and we're about to walk through every single one. Okay, so the very first step is all about distillation. It's a way to take any number, I don't care how big or complicated it is, and just boil it down to its most basic, fundamental core. And this core has a name. It's called the digital root. The process is actually super simple. You just add up all the digits in a number. If your answer is still more than 1 digit, you just do it again. And you keep doing it until you're left with one single solitary digit. This analogy, it is perfect. You're literally peeling back the layers of a number, one by one, to get to that single-digit heart right at the very center of it all. Okay, let's do one together. We'll use the famous Hardy-Ramanujan number, 1729. First step, add the digits. 1 plus 7 plus 2 plus 9 equals 19. Okay, that's 2 digits, so we gotta go again. 1 plus 9 is 10. Still 2 digits. One last time. 1 plus 0 equals 1. And there it is. The digital root, the essence of 1729, is 1. Now, for you math whizzes out there is a shortcut. This little formula on the screen will get you the same answer in a flash. But honestly, the simple adding method we just did, it works perfectly every single time. So, once you have that essential number, that digital root, what do you do with it? Well, the next steps are about building a brand new number and then putting it to the ultimate test. Step 2 is called concatenation. And listen, that is a big fancy word for something incredibly simple. You literally just take the digital root you found and stick it on the end of the original number. That's it. So 1729 with its digital root of 1 becomes 17291. You've now got a new number that contains both the original and its essence, all unified. And that brings us to the final step, the verification, the factor 19 check. This is the moment of truth. You take that new, unified number and you see if it divides perfectly by 19. This is where you find out if the number really fits the code. The key here, and this is crucial, is that there can't be any leftovers, no remainder. The answer you get when you divide by 19 has to be a clean, whole number. It's got to be a perfect fit, just like a puzzle piece snapping right into place. All right, theory time is over. Let's put this whole thing together and see it in action. We're going to apply this full 3-step process to a number that proponents of this whole idea find really, really significant. The number we're going to test is 623. Now, why this number? Well, it's cited because it's incredibly close to the total number of verses in the Quran, which is 6,236. So the thinking is, this number should have some significance. Let's run it through the system and see what happens. Okay, here we go. Step 1, find the digital root of 623. 6 plus 2 plus 3 is 11. Go again, 1 plus 1 is 2. So our digital root is 2. Step 2, concatenate. We stick that 2 right on the end of 623 to make a new number, 6322. And now for the final test, we divide 6322 by 19. So this is the moment, right? Does this number, which is connected to a really significant figure in the Quran, actually carry that special signature of 19? Is the result going to be a perfect whole number? And there it is. 6232 divided by 19 is exactly 328. A perfect, clean, whole number with absolutely no remainder. Now, for people who subscribe to this system, this is a huge deal. It's what they would call a powerful example of a hidden mathematical harmony. So, okay, we've seen how the system works, step by step. But this brings us to the biggest, and maybe the most important question of all. So what? What is the actual point of all of this? What's the deeper meaning here? Well, according to the source material, the end goal isn't really to create some kind of rigid mathematical proof that you can't argue with. It's actually presented as more of an exercise in wonder. It's a form of mindfulness, really. A creative way to play with numbers to appreciate the potential for a hidden, beautiful order to everything. And it all comes back to this one central idea. This belief in a grand design, where absolutely everything, right down to the numbers we use every day, has been accounted for in some precise, meaningful way. So whether you look at this as math or as spirituality, or just a fascinating mix of the two, this system really invites us to look a little bit closer at the world around us. And that kind of leaves us with one last thought. What hidden patterns might be waiting to be discovered in your life? Thanks for joining me on this one.